Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? This is the regular Monday takeover from the Space Junkie guys from Hungary. Hope you are doing good. We've got some crazy stuff happening at Starbase, finally a full stack and all the rest, but we're gonna cover everything in order. But before that, hello, David. How are you doing?
Hello, everyone, all around the world, nice people. It's nice to be back here again. It's nice Monday again, so 1 week passed. That
Yep.
means.
And we're gonna chat a little bit about what was going on at Starbase. I am Szabi, by the way, and we are a Hungarian team, and we are happy to work together with the What About It team. If you haven't subscribed to the Y Plus channel, please do that because this is a very cool channel as well, not just the main channel. But we're gonna again cover quite a lot of things today. I think let's not hesitate because we got some cool live view at the moment of the launchpad. We got a full stack. Hey,
Finally, again.
we might have a partial red dress rehearsal today, but we don't know anything yet. Hopefully, they're gonna start doing something while we are live. We will see. But anyway, before we start with that, Elon Musk just shared this photo, which is mind bending. This is Booster 11. They are rescuing whatever remained from Flight 4. And what do you think about it, David? Because I think it just boggles the mind, really.
It looks like a kraken. But
Kraken.
but kraken, yeah, kraken.
Uh-huh.
But
Yep.
yeah, anyway, looks like quite intact, which all around the outer ring of the Raptors are quite intact, but it's quite interesting that the inner part, so the thrust pack, is totally missing. So yeah, we can raise our eyebrows by eyebrows. How could it happen? But of course, maybe it will be never turning out what was going on at the splashdown of the booster 11. So, but it's interesting, and it raises some questions. What's going on here?
Guys,
But anyway,
tell us what you think about it. What happened? Because it looks like it had a violent end. Um,
yes.
and it's not regarding the landing because we've seen the footage live, and it didn't look like a violent landing at all.
No,
It
it was quite smooth landing or splashdown.
exactly.
So
So something must have happened. Either a flight termination system went off, or a rapid unscheduled disassembly.
mm.
God knows, it's weird that SpaceX is not really talking about it too much.
And
There
the
was,
other strange,
yep,
sorry, the other strange thing that maybe you remember that video about it's from SpaceX official, that there was a buoy which was
yeah,
where a camera was put on the buoy, and it covered everything, but I don't know
except what
whether
happened afterwards.
accidentally or deliberately, but they stopped the video right when when the booster 11 splashed down to the Gulf, and
Most
there was some
they have
fire
all the
already, so
footages.
that's why
Yeah, they have the
that
footages from multiple cameras. Yeah, they know exactly what happened. We
of course, but we don't know, and that's the problem, that we we just can't see any evidence what was going on right at the moment of the splashdown. But maybe we'll never know what's happened actually,
yeah.
and that's our problem for the enthusiast guys, because we want to know what was going on.
Absolutely. RP1 is suggesting in the chat that damage from the seafloor impact. None of us are experts on how things are sinking. I think Zach Golden said that it was at 68 meters below the surface, the seafloor. Um,
Mhm.
don't think that just by sinking it gets damaged
No, no,
so
no.
bad that it loses its dome.
The entire dome is missing, so
Yeah,
it's not because of the sinking, because it's not
can't
not a
be.
so direct impact. So something had to happen, which was either a rod, as Sabi mentioned, or I don't know, but it was a quite
OBF, yes,
quite
OBF.
big hit. quite big
Actually,
hit
the
to
FTS
the thrust
shouldn't
bar.
be. FTS shouldn't be damaging
No,
the
because they all they how do they
place
call it?
placed to the side between the
So
things.
when you think about the Falcon 9 landings, they just go talking all the time, or the
FTS is saved. Yeah.
FTS is saved, and the booster is the same. So already when it's just going
Oh, they
down,
said
it's
it.
already. Pardon?
Did they say it that FTS is saved or is
No,
saved?
because we couldn't hear the radio, but I think the procedure is the same like in Falcon 9 re-entry. So that's why I'm thinking that the FTS has saved already before the splashdown.
But even though, I mean, correct us please in the chat if you think differently. But the FTS is not doing damage to the bottom of the LOX tank.
No, the
It
FTS is
blows a
between the
hole
Metin and the
between
LOX tank. So
exactly. So it has nothing. Yeah.
it's well above to the LOX middle or the bottom of the LOX section.
Yeah.
It's well above
So
that.
so even if the FTS went off, it shouldn't be imploding or I don't know. I'm always confused what explosion and imploding is, but please tell us.
The
But
imploding is when the pressure difference pressures are.
is it the shockwave kind of
No, the
thing?
implosion, it's the totally, it's okay. I don't know in English. Sorry.
Yeah,
So
let's.
never mind. We just going further with the topics. We have some other
No.
things, but yeah, it is quite interesting photo that Elon has shared it. And just one more thing that yeah, it's very interesting why they have get it right now. So why more than 3 months later after the flight 4 actually? So why now? why not before or
Oh,
earlier?
but hold on. There is no timestamp on the photo saying when it was when did it happen.
But there was a ship was going on 10 days ago from Port Brownsville. So
Yeah,
that's the
okay.
quite
Do
nice
we
evidence.
know that it was on it, or simply
It
just Musk shared it now?
No, it's the
Yeah,
same
we do.
boat or the same ship which will return, I guess,
Okay.
on the 25th of September. So 2
Okay.
days later on Wednesday to the port, and it's the same. It's the very same ship which was sailing out from Port Brownsville 10 days ago.
Okay.
With a nice
So we do know.
crane. So that's the actually that's the fishing crane or fishing ship of the Booster 11 fishing now.
These Java's are now everywhere.
Yeah, and I don't think it's the only part of the booster which was taken out from the water. Maybe there are some other parts, but that's the only photo we have.
I think some of the Raptors can be used again. No, I'm joking.
Who knows?
That can't be.
They are in
Okay.
quite good shape anyway.
Okay. So yeah, we just thought that this is quite a remarkable shot, so it's definitely worth
Yeah.
talking about it. There's another very important thing. Yesterday was the 10th anniversary of the birth of Starbase, the first, I don't know, shovel work has happened 10 years ago and a day. So
At that time, it was the name, I guess, Texas Spaceport.
okay.
So Starbase was never was nothing nowhere around this name. I mean, so first at the first time it was only Texas Spaceport, then it was Boca Chica test site, and after that Starbase came up.
Okay. Yep, remarkable event, and yeah, you will see how large it grew since. So yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, some
Okay.
some some happenings were around
Yeah, definitely.
since there.
A couple of things happened since. Yes.
Just a couple of
Um.
things, not so much.
Okay. We had let's focus our let's change our focus to the Messies
Mhm.
because there was a lovely static fire test.
Yes, actually they just going further and further to the Flight 6 test campaign already. So maybe you remember that they have already static fired the booster 13, which is the Flight 6 first stage. And now, or not now, but on Wednesday, there was a static fire for the S31, which is the pair of the booster 13. So it was a quite normal, or looked like a quite normal static fire with a full duration. All of the 6 Raptors have ignited. So, and of course, as always, and recently SpaceX is sharing quite nice videos from below, from the static fire test stand, and they shared some nice pics or photos and videos as well, with nice slow motion as well. So it just it's looking like an old space shuttle launch with the nice 3
Oh, you
big
mean with the slow-mo?
RS-25,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
slow-mo, yeah.
absolutely.
It reminds me to these old food
These are,
sharings.
I don't know whose idea was this, but yeah, bless the guy.
Yeah,
Or
totally.
it's just incredible. Um, and and it's so good to see that this is basically, you remember we talked about it in the past. So this is the sequence as they are starting up the engines while after the booster separation.
The flight sequence,
Mhm,
actually.
mhm.
Yeah.
So first the vacuum engines
Mhm.
lit, and then once it starts separating and sort of the two stages getting a certain distance from each other, then the center sea level engines are lit, and then again it's sort of it's diverted, so they're looking outwards, and as soon as it's at the safe distance, then they closing in, and they sort of getting away from the booster. It's incredible. These shots, yeah, please, more SpaceX. If you listen,
More.
please, more of these, yes,
Yeah.
because we can't get enough of them.
And yeah, that's the actual sequence of the starting of the Raptors, because maybe you remember when they had the suborbital test stands, then at that time they started the center Raptors first, and after that were coming up the Raptor vacuums. But now that's reverse, actually, and that's the flight, how during the flight is happening.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, beautiful. Just unbelievable. I love it.
Yep.
You know what? Let's not talk about anything. Let's just keep watching it for another 45 minutes, I think. I'm
Okay,
joking.
we will we will coming back in 45 minutes. Just say hello and thanks for it.
Just tell us what
Thanks
you
for
think, and
having us.
we will be back. We're just gonna have a cup of coffee in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I don't think we have anything else at the Messies, because
Nope.
there's nothing remarkable has happened in the past week. So, okay,
Yeah.
let's see what was going on elsewhere, because there was quite some action happening. You know what? Before the rollouts, let's talk about the base, because it's all
Hmm.
about the base. No
Okay.
travel, if you know the song. Right.
I know it. Okay, so just a quick roundup what's going on there. So yeah, nice 20 S20 no 34
34.
20. It's hard to count. So it's the nose cone of the S34. Actually, that's the newest Block 2 version Starship, which will be stacked quite soon. But that was not the first segment which appeared at the Starbase, because one day before the nose cone was rolled out from the Star Factory, the payload bay has put on the welding stand already in the high bay, and after it, as the nose cone, which you can see currently on this photo, followed this payload bay section. And I guess until today they are already stacked. We have no evidence, unfortunately, about it, but I can imagine that they have been stacked together already, because it was the payload bay section was rolled out on the 19th and the nose cone on the 20th. So it was 3 or 4 days ago, and that's why I'm thinking that they have been welded together since then. And but they are not alone in the high bay, because the previously seen S31 has been taken back to first to the Mega Bay 2. They have put from the test stand to this other stand, and they have put it. The S31 has been put in the high bay, as you can see it right now on this photo. So currently the high bay is half taken. One with the S31, and the other stand is with the S34 to already existing parts. Then
before we continue, because I think with the base we kind of done, right? There is nothing else.
Nothing else to
new.
mention. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, there is no episode without the parking lot. They are doing these bars. Last week they just started fitting them onto the side. They are doing pretty good with that. But the point why I'm showing this photo is because the area is so nicely looking. I like it how tidy it is now. Those days are absolutely gone when the wind is blowing and dust is everywhere. This is now super clean. I mean, this bit is just staggering. This is the side of Star Factory on the right with this lovely entrance, and then the base. And as you look inside, once these barriers are gone, and the tree is gonna start growing, and I guess they just gonna do some nice, I don't know, bushes and all that stuff in front of the Star Factory. This is gonna look super duper lovely. I love it.
Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah, and obviously some other features as well. Beautiful.
Yeah, it would be a surprise that no Tesla would appear at the Starbase. So
Yeah, absolutely.
or
I mean,
Cybertruck.
on these photos there's only Teslas. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the nice area here, you can see the groundwork. So I guess they're gonna put some more green or I don't know, maybe grass, or who knows what's
That's
gonna
the
go
road
there.
construction, I guess. So they widening this highway because maybe this current
Okay.
width is not enough anymore. I guess I don't remember whether we have talked about here in What About It or
Not sure.
in our own Hungarian show, but I was mentioned. I have mentioned it in any previously show. That's for sure. I don't remember when, but yeah, there was a plan already maybe 1 year ago that the highway shall be widened because it's too narrow for the especially for the big new test articles or test stands, because they are too wide for this highway. Highway, sorry, not highway, but highway.
Okay. Right. Let's see what's going on with these beautiful construction in here. Let's edge a little bit that direction, and let me see if I do have some flyover photos. And let's see from above first, and then we're gonna come back to the ground shots. So this area looks super duper tidy.
Yeah, that's full with iron iron columns currently, but they will continue to build this to build this structure to this inner or inside the yard, or how, I don't know how to call it, but yeah, let's talk
This
about
part.
the yard. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we still don't know whether the whole area will be built in or just a part of it, but which is sure that since this flyover peak, the new structure has been built or starting to building up from the other side of the highway. So which is currently already built. The new columns or new structural parts have been raised or grown, yeah, let's say raised. So you can see some footings all around inside of this yard. So we can imagine, or we can tell mostly sure that all of this area will be built in, but we don't know yet. We have to wait some other weeks, and we will see what's going on. But yeah, this nice C-shaped building will be maybe totally built in. So yeah, we have to be patient.
Hmm. Okay.
But from the outside, it's totally it looks like totally 21st century. So it's a gorgeous a gorgeous building, if I can say that. From the other side, from the highway side, totally with nice glass panels and so other things. It's looking quite nice.
Other features. Promised you some ground photos. So first of all, this one, and also from this inner section as well. This looks so nice from the side. This glass wall. I really love it. I love the whole glass surface all around Starbase. I think it's such a nice feature.
Yeah.
Also the inside, yeah, the what about it guys, the photographers are really doing an awesome job. It really takes they just take so updated photos, and it just, yeah, it's just nicely documented how this area is changing completely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
if the
mean,
weather is quite clear, then you can see how nice photos can be taken. So yeah.
yep. Absolutely. Okay, and then before we go and talk about what was going on, what was rolling at Starbase,
What wasn't
there's been,
rolling, because half of the Starbase was rolling.
yes. I need to mention that Felix is doing every week, two separate episodes on What About It. So if you are really into this kind of stuff, make sure you tune in on Tuesdays and Fridays. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, both channels, What About It and What About It Plus, because they are covering everything that's important. Also, we have a 24/7 stream. So anytime if you want to check out what's happening, what's cracking down at Starbase, you can just turn it on and watch it. Also, if you become a channel member or maybe a Patreon supporter, that goes a long way. You really contribute to this channel, to this family, to the growth of this family, because yeah, it's a huge community now, and yeah, we love to be part of it as well.
And it's nice to
Okay.
see that it's growing all the time.
Yep,
Growing
it
is never
does.
stopped.
Nope. Nope. So, there were some rollings. So first of all, we had a booster sneaking towards the launch site. I do have a video of it. Just give me 1 second, and I will make it happen. So in the night when it happened, they were rolling in booster 12.
Yes, it happened on Friday night. So yeah, first the booster 12 was coming out from the Mega Bay 1. And yeah, we can't see from this angle, but there was the hot staging ring in the front of the booster. So actually, two SPMT groups were rolling out these two parts. So the hot staging ring separately, and then the booster 12 itself. That was the starting of the rollout show. Then after it, what we have already mentioned, the S31 has been taken back from the Messis to the Mega Bay 2. And after it, as the third part, the
Just
S30 has been... Pardon?
just was I think first they lifted the booster onto the OLM, didn't
Yes,
they?
but during this option, or during this activity, the S31 was taken
Was
back from the
already rolling.
Messis, was
Oh, okay.
rolled
Oh,
back
yeah,
to
yeah,
the...
you're right. Yeah, sorry, sorry,
And
sorry, sorry.
after the S31, S30 was rolled out to the launch site as well.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
But until that, when S30 was rolled out, the booster 12 was already put on the OLM. So it was a quite quick show, and it was an
It
eye
was a
blick.
weird one. It was a weird one, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
I don't remember if they ever lifted the booster this high.
No, it was a test actually
Uh-huh.
for the catching attempt already, and maybe Elon himself mentioned that it was a catching height.
Mm-hmm.
So it was boosters or ships were never uh,
Lifted this high.
lifted so high
Yeah.
so far. So yeah,
I was
it was a
hoping
quite
that
interesting sight.
it's not just the guy, who's pushing the button to lift and then, I don't know, he was just watching a video and, oh, damn it. Oh, he went all the way up.
Oops,
Oopsie.
oopsie
Not
daisy.
good.
It's a bit high, but okay, never mind. Just put it somehow down.
Let's bring it
Okay,
down then.
yeah, but it was a quite interesting side anyway. So yeah, we can imagine at least that which will what in what height the booster will be try to catch. But yeah, anyway, it was lifted
Yeah.
to the OLM, and after it S30 followed it, and now as you can see, there is a full stack since June.
If you saw the movie Jaw, then probably it reminds you to something. I don't
Keep
know.
our
If I
text,
see
yes.
these kind of timeless videos, it always comes to my mind because it's sneaking up on you. I love it.
Yeah, so what you can see on this video that S30 entered the launch site, and since then it was lifted onto the booster 12, and currently is a full stack on the OLM, and many of you already asked what's happening right now or what's the plan. So what the plan is that today there will be a partial WDR, so web dress rehearsal, totally called out. So it's not a full web dress rehearsal, but a partial. So they will maybe just tank or fill the tanks. I don't know, 10 or 20%. Of course, I don't work for SpaceX, so I don't know it exactly. But yeah, it's on one side, it's a good testing or data collection or data gathering, or on the other side, a bit demonstration that they could launch Flight 5 very soon if the of course pending regulatory things. But yeah, they have to wait another 2 months, what we have talked about last week, but maybe we can mention it today as well. But for now, SpaceX has to be patient because the FAA won't be so quick, and TCQ won't be quick either. And it's actually, it doesn't matter how hard on hardware point how they are ready, because because the regulatory part is still missing, and since the Flight 5 plan is so different based on the Flight 4, they have to wait for a new launch license, and that's why they can't just launch the Flight 5. So the current S31 and Booster 12 stack. But anyway, actually, it's not that's a so big surprise that they will doing some tests, because maybe you remember the Flight 1, which was in 2023, April 2023, but they have stacked already in January, so 3 months before or earlier, and they have done the web dress rehearsal 3 months before the Flight 1. So that's why it's not so interesting thing that they want to do this test, let's say 2 months before the Flight 5. So it's not an early thing, I guess.
I don't think that drawing any parallel with IFT1 stand on any leg, because IFT1 was something that, never happened before. And
I
now,
just want to say that this 2 months before the Flight 5 testing is not so early thing as you imagine first.
some of you already speculating in the chat that they might change their mind. I bloody hope so. And I really hope that they're
It
gonna
would make sense.
yeah, just send it. Just send it. Just test it and send it. What are you waiting for, honestly, SpaceX? RP1 is saying Elon is known for his patience.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
exactly. I mean, I just don't see it happening for at least, because it's not for sure that end of November they will have all the permissions to launch.
Yes,
It's
that's the
still up in the
earliest.
air. Yeah, well,
That's the
exactly.
earliest.
Exactly. So I cannot see that from now for 2 months they're not gonna do anything. They're just gonna do the red dress rehearsal and just testing ship 31, testing booster 30, right?
Yes.
I I that would not be SpaceX, and I hope it's not SpaceX. Instead of licking their wound, crying out for not having the license to do whatever the heck they want, just launch it. I mean, the booster 11 landing wasn't that smooth after all. They have new ablative tile cover, on the ship to test. They have some things to test, and more data is never bad. It's never been bad.
Yeah, the more data, the better. Yes. So they could
Exactly.
collect some very valuable data anyway in the current situation. So
Yep.
why they want to catch the booster anyway? That just is so unbelievable, because the irony of the fate is like that. At the current situation, they could fly the flight for booster and ship today if they
Yeah.
want. Of course,
Well,
they
tech,
they
yeah,
they still need technically, yes. So
technically after the Red Dress 3 years,
yeah.
successful Red Dress 3 years, so they could send it anytime. They could even send a month later Ship 31, Booster 13, full stack.
Mm,
Go for it. As soon as they are ready to fly, because they have the bulk permission to do that.
right.
That's what they were fighting for, and that's what they were asking.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing that the SpaceX has written a quite long, how would I say,
Statement.
statement on the website that the Starship were meant to fly. Then why don't fly them? So they could fly either S30 and Booster 12, and after it, not so far, this in the near far future, the S31 and the Booster 13 as well. So technically,
Exactly.
these two full stacks are not so different from each other and from the Flight 4 hardware either, because as the license says, that if SpaceX wants to launch almost the same hardware and almost like in the way of the how would I say, the flight profile would be
The
almost the
mission profile.
same. The mission profile would be quite the same as Flight 4. The license allows to fly, but currently, because of SpaceX wants to catch the booster, and that's why the reentry profile would change so much. That's why they just can't launch it yet, because in this case, SpaceX needs another launch from the FAA, which takes time.
Yeah, not a permission from FAA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, we will see. I mean, it's not our job to decide about this, and a lot of people are so, I don't know, they are so quick to judge FAA, which, don't get me wrong, it has a fair point. Yes, FAA needs to renew the process, how they are. They need to adjust to 21st century cadence. SpaceX is doing something that NASA was doing in the 60s. Nobody else is doing anything remotely similar. Um, to flight cadence, it's unreal that how quickly they are launching Falcon 9 rockets, and also and I think FAA is managing that very well. It's more about developing these new rockets. SpaceX is trying to dictate a new pace, but I'm sorry, but we've been talking about this in the past episode a week ago, that SpaceX cannot rewrite the regulations. They can push them. They can stimulate the Congress and the congressmen and all the people who are in the position to make the change. They can persuade them, but they cannot break the law. They cannot do whatever the heck they want. I'm so curious. I've been thinking about this. If this is, let's say, an oil company or another company which just breaks the law willy nilly because they just want to do whatever the heck they want, and they just don't wait for the regulations to change. They just break it. They just pay the fines, and that's it. I would see the reaction from the people. What would they think about it? I know a lot of people emotionally attached to SpaceX. We love SpaceX as well. We love what they are doing. We are really big fan of it. But it doesn't mean that they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah, even if they are the strongest part of the US space flights currently, or the how would I say, the revolution of the commercial flights, commercial space industry, because SpaceX doing the most part, and that's out of question, of course.
Exactly.
But they have to play as the rules say. So they just can't go in to the other direction because of their SpaceX. So it's not like that. And
Yep.
and the other thing that of course we know that the regulation side has to be reformed as well, as Sabi mentioned, because FAA has to grow up to this new situation which is coming from the commercial side. So it's not anymore only the NASA thing and not only the DoD things, so the Department of the Defense things. But if they focusing to the national interest, which is for the US quite an important thing, then they have to focus to play and work together. Because if they just making debates and going to the courts, it doesn't solve anything. And China is almost knocking at the door, and it won't be any game in a couple of more years if the situation goes like that. It goes further like this couple of weeks ago, because the debate between SpaceX and FAA is currently deepening all the time, and it's not too good to see that instead of cooperation and solutions, they just they just complaining to each other that SpaceX doesn't give any data to the FAA. FAA is too slow. Why they just let to Starship fly? So yeah, of course we can't see anything everything from to the how would I say?
What's
So
going
we
in the
can't see.
background?
Yeah, so we just can't see. We can see what's on the ground, but what's under the ground or behind the scenes, of course, we can't see. And I think there are even more things going behind the scenes which we don't know about, and we don't have to know about. But currently, what we know, it's a quite sad situation. So hopefully it will be solved quite soon. And yeah, I don't want to go into the politics, but I guess there are some political things also in this couple of weeks, because because of the election, and hopefully when this election campaign will be over. And I don't I and for me it doesn't matter which who will be the new president of the United States. But anyway, this campaign will be over, and hopefully the situation will be quite a bit quieter, I would say, because currently these are hot weeks now anyway.
Yeah. A lot of people were saying on our channel as well, and in here at What About It as well, that how crazy that Starliner doesn't seem to be fined for doing such a bad mission. Although SpaceX is always penalized, and now they had this $633,000 fine and $148,000, I think, dollars, and then another.
About that, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But if you think about it, it's crazy. I've seen a great summary of what's happening and how the licensing is going, and who's responsible for what kind of launches, and FAA is responsible for certain launches, and NASA is responsible for certain launches. And I think people don't know because it's not in the mainstream that when the development of the Crew Dragon and the Starliner was ongoing, it's NASA's authority to launch them and make
Mhm.
sure everything is going fine. Um, from Crew 1, all the Crew Dragon launches are now down to FAA because NASA basically just allowed FAA to take it over from now on, and then just they are the ones who are looking after safety of the launch and all the mission, how it's going. But Starliner just hasn't done the work they're supposed to do, and till as we speak now, is still under NASA's authority. They are the one who's still responsible for anything that's going with Starliner. So FAA cannot fine Boeing for the mishap of this CFT mission because it's not the FAA's authority; it's NASA's authority. Once the Starliner gonna do the regular missions to the ISS. From that moment, FAA is going to take over, and they are the ones who can actually enforce how and what's going on. Yeah, but it's all about regulation, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's why we don't have to point our fingers all the time towards FAA because not everything is about FAA. So, of course, some of the viewers hate FAA as it is, but they are not the wrong guy all the time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Maybe you
Um,
believe in us this. Okay,
absolutely.
anyway, just returning to the Starbase,
Mhm.
there are some questions about things happening. So Huang Nam asking when will they drop test booster 14.1? It's a good question, but anyway, if they still have 2 months, then they have plenty of time to make this test. But first, I guess the full stack test coming. So first this partial weather dress rehearsal, and maybe still this week will come the full weather dress rehearsal. So of course we don't know yet the timing. Yeah, but we'll see. If everything goes nice and smooth, then I guess the full stack will be destacked and everything will be taken back to the Mega Bay and Mega Bay 2 or High Bay. Never mind, I don't know. So it to the base for sure, and after it, maybe booster 14.1 can come.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, FA for avoidance airspace at your cost. Okay.
Richard is saying FAA needs to be replaced. I don't know what you want to replace FAA for. A and B. Honestly, we just very briefly when they had two mishaps with the Falcon 9s. Once they lost the second stage, and then the second one, the B-10 62,
62.
it just fell into the ocean after a hard landing on the drone ship. One took 2 weeks, 16 days. The other one took just a little short of 3 days of
Mhm.
investigation. So I really don't understand why people are so puffed with FAA. I don't like it when I read it in the social media platform that then certain people are tuning against FAA. Again, there are regulations. They are enforcing that everything is safe. I don't know what's wrong with that. I really don't understand.
Hmm.
This is what they are doing. That's their job.
Yeah.
Um,
So just a couple of words about the Pad B because we have talked about Pad A currently.
yes.
So Pad B is coming along quite nicely. So I don't know whether we have flyover photos about the new flame
We do
trench.
have a few. I think this supposed to show. Yeah,
Mhm.
yep.
So yeah, from this point of view, maybe the flame trench can be see quite nice, but yeah, still the groundwork is still going on, so they have to strengthen the ground before they excavate it uh, to avoid any destruction. And after it, I guess maybe in a couple of next week they will start to excavate the ground, and after it, hopefully we will see the OLM itself, or whether it will be a mount or it will be only a pad or anything, because we haven't seen anything about it. So which is still going on, the groundwork, and but hopefully the weather will be or remains quite nice, as it was in the as it was in the past week or last week. So yeah, from this point of view we can see much better. And the other thing that, as you can see, this the giant crane was a bit shortened, because the next job will be to put the chopsticks and the booster and the ship quick disconnect arms on the tower, or at least the ship quick disconnect, because the booster QD maybe won't be attached to the tower itself. But for these movements and operations, the shorter crane is enough. And that's because of physics, because it will be if it would be still too high, then it would be a bit more dangerous to raise these things. So that's why they shortened the crane. And this left to the crane is a bit still going on the other groundwork. So here will be laid down the new lines and pipes and everything. So the commodities and electricity and everything which will be needed for the launches. And there is also a nice pit going up, or just created, as you can see. So yeah, we don't know what's all about of it, but maybe the next couple of weeks will be cleaner, and we will have more information about it. How this new launch site will be looking, and I think that's all about Pad B. And I don't know, Szabi, you would like to?
Okay, we might have a live drone shot. Some sort of drone shot we're gonna have probably.
Some surprise coming up
from the background, from the Y team. So yeah, definitely don't go anywhere right now. I just wanted to mention this triangle sandwich shaped building here, because it's sort of, we saw that being built and then we never paid attention, I think. And now I just noticed that it's such a nice area. I guess it's some sort of office here. You can see the car park. Yeah, I quite like it. I really like how Starbase looks these days. It's so clean. It's so, I don't know. It's just beautiful to look at it. I love it.
Looks like a rocket factory, you can say it.
Yep, and a proper
and a nice launch site as well.
Launch area. Yeah. Also, the tank farm looks gorgeous. I think nobody misses the vertical tank farm at all. I can't even imagine that there was a vertical tank farm here. Luckily, it's all history by now. They really took it down much quicker than
it was another part of the regulation things what we have talked about.
Yeah.
That
so
SpaceX had a good idea, but that doesn't mean that it works. And it didn't work.
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy that they let it go. Yeah, that's really nice. I just show you a few shots because in the meantime, because we have, I mean, this is our thumbnail. This is such a gorgeous shot. It's everything is on it. That's what Starbase is about. You can see the two towers, and you can see the place where all the hardware is being built. I love this shot. This is one of my favorites lately. Seriously, I love it.
I agree. And just one info that currently the tank farm is ramping up. So this partial WDR what we have talked about is looking like starting. So so it won't be a very exciting test, but anyway, they testing a full stack, and it's all the time a good thing, in my opinion. So yeah,
Absolutely.
if we can zoom out from a bit from the left video
Or any
or live,
yeah, or any camera, because we
yeah, or
have
any
two.
camera,
We are
maybe
mm-hmm.
we can see the tank farm ramping up
Yeah,
and yeah.
yeah.
So
Jonathan is pulling the strings in the background. So we have one fixed camera and we have one temporary set camera, and hopefully one of them will point at some point to the tank farm, and we can. Uh-huh. We might have the drone shot, so we are waiting for that. In the meantime, if you guys have any question or even just anything to add to what we were talking about, please do. We would like to hear your opinion about this kind of things. It's not a nice thing that what's going on right. Oh, and we forgot to mention that SpaceX just sued FAA. So it's definitely not a nice thing that's unfolding right now between SpaceX and the authorities. Um, Again, it's probably a little bit political. We don't know. I don't really like to think about it that way. I don't think that all of a sudden these fines are related to politics. I don't like it. Um, but yeah, there we got that.
yeah, you can
Yeah, there we
see
have a
behind
live.
the OLM is the tank farm is ramping up,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
some nice clouds are
Yes.
created.
Yes. Yes.
Or
Okay.
of course it's not
So
cloud, but team. But anyway,
yeah, so the tanking hopefully gonna go ahead, and the road is closed as far as I'm concerned. So hopefully we will see some sort of action after a long, long, long break. Probably we're gonna see some action at Starbase today. We're gonna live stream it on our 24/7 um, stream. So definitely tune in if you uh, want to follow what's exactly happening down there. Also, please tell us what you think about this whole shenanigan that's unfolding between SpaceX and the authorities. What do you think they should do? What's the way forward? And most importantly, do you back up my theory that they might go for the replication of Flight 4, which I certainly hope so, because
good
I would
question.
see some action. I'm dying for some action.
Just
You
sending
know,
to orbit.
we got the
Yeah.
drone shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the drone shot, right? Okay.
Don't go
There we go.
anywhere.
Nice, nice, nice,
Nice.
nice. So this is from South Padre Island, right? It's it's from it's from Raptor Roost. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. So there is a flight what's that
Restriction.
circle? Yeah, 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 yeah. So there's an exclusion zone and nobody can go any closer than that.
Or
But
you have to
right
go
now,
10,000 feet above the starbase. So that's the other thing. But I don't think that drone can fly above 10,000 feet.
maybe some can, but yeah, it's no point. On the right lower corner, that's our live drone shot of Starbase.
Hmm.
Cool, 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 cool. But I really hope that today we're gonna see some sort of action. Nothing is flying anywhere if you just joined us, but definitely something is going to happen hopefully today. And maybe in the next few days we're gonna see a full wet dress rehearsal. So it means that they're gonna replicate basically um, everything that's involving a flight day, except they're not gonna light up the candle. They're not gonna fire up the Raptor engines, but
Yes.
everything else will be happening according to a flight day as they would prepare it for a launch. Yeah. Okay. Um.
Yes, I think that was from
Mhm.
our side today,
Yep.
and I don't see any more questions in the chat, so maybe we can end our show for today.
Yeah. 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 Definitely. Thank you very much for tuning in today as well. We see you next Monday. We're trying to make a regular thing out of this. Hopefully you like what you see. If you do, please destroy the like button, subscribe to the channel and both channels, and follow the 24/7 stream. Also tomorrow, Felix is coming with the next episode. Ah, look at that drone shot. That drone shot is lovely.
Nice.
That is love it, love it. Love it. So yeah,
Trying,
so
trying.
tomorrow, Felix is coming with the new episode. So definitely tune in sometime during the day, and also on Fridays. So follow us. Make sure you like us and support the white team if you would like to, because your support really goes a long way. We see you next Monday. Until then, have a lovely day, have a lovely week, and we see you back next Monday almost at the same time.
Yes. Have a nice week for everyone and see
Take
you
care.
next Monday.
Take care. Farewell. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.